Okay, so we are live. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Today is Tuesday. We are glad that we are live, and we said that we are going to be having a conversation today regarding how you can grow your social media audience using content. All right, how to build a profitable and thriving social media audience using content creation. And today on this live stream, I have with me someone that people wanted to be here because I listened to the voice of the people. The individuals who commented on the timeline said they wanted to have Uzoma to come to speak on how you can use content to grow your social media audience. Okay, so today I have with me Uzoma Okoli with me right here, and she is going to be doing justice to how you can grow your social media audience using content. I must tell you that for a fact that the main factor or the main strategy that I've used to build my own social media audience has been the kind of content that I've been creating. So today we are going to be looking at mindsets when it has to do with creating content. We're going to be looking at what content is. Then we're going to be looking at different types of content you should be creating to help you to build a profitable social media audience. Uzoma, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, boss, for having me, and thank you to everyone listening. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good. It's good to have everyone here. So, guys, let's know in the comment section where you are tuning in from. All right. You can drop your name in the comment section, drop your location so that we can say hello to you. And then, please, one thing that I've always advised is to share the live stream so that other individuals can participate. Sharing the live stream is because, number one, if you share the live stream, number one, you are going to also help other individuals to benefit from what we are doing. And I'm always about creating larger streams of prosperity around us. The more prosperous people you have around you, the more that you can grow prosperously. Secondly, is a means of showing appreciation to the individual that has come here to share from the well of her knowledge. Okay, so the more you share, the more we show appreciation to her for being here to share from her well of knowledge. Okay, so please go ahead. All right, take a quick a few seconds, just tap the share button beneath this video and then share it to your timeline. You can add a few words or you can just share it to your timeline. And then go ahead to invite your friends and family, your enemies, everyone to be part of. The more you can tag people, the better for us. Okay. All right. So please let's know in the comment section where you are tuning in from and what your name is. And I can see Ifoma. Ifoma is watching from Okota, Lagos. You're welcome, Ifoma. We will also say hello to as many individuals who will be joining. But for now, it's only Ifoma that I'm seeing in the comment section that has written where she's watching from. All right. So, Usama, we're going to dive into it. We're going to be having a conversation for, at most, what hour on this conversation. All right. So let's meet you. Let's know who you are. Introduce yourself and let's dive into the meat of this conversation. Go ahead, Usama.
All right. Thank you so much once again, the Don. It is such a pleasure to be here. You have no idea how excited I am to be here. And to everyone listening, to everyone watching, um, my name is Uzoma Okoli, and what I do basically is to help goal-driven individuals to grow and solidify their online presence on Facebook through valuable content. That's what I do basically. So I'm going to start out by sharing how the journey began for me, all right? And how content has brought me to the person that, a lot of people want to hear from, a lot of people want to hear, how I've been able to do it. Okay, so first off, I'm going to start from the very basic, the very beginning of me coming in contact with Facebook. So in 2009, I was somewhere in Onitsha, right? I think that was the year Facebook came out. If I'm not mistaken. So I saw my cousin. Then she had this, smartphone with her, and she was so busy all through the day. And my uncle's wife, who was her mom, was asking, "What have you been doing all through the day, facing your phone?" She was like, "There's this new app called Facebook," and and it was really taking her time. People would she shared pictures, people would react, comment, and all that. So, but imagine that year, that 2009. The smartphone was not a luxury that everybody could afford. So then we're still managing our little social media platforms like to go. That was what we could do because the phones that we could access at that point was those little ones. But the Facebook thing was not really what I could do because the smartphone that could power that was not in my possession. So fast forward to 2012. Yes, 2012. I had my own first smartphone, like the real smartphone, a BlackBerry Bold 3. So I could do a lot of things at the time, and that gave me access to Facebook. So that was, if you check my profile, that's the year I opened Facebook. And ever since, that has been my account. I've not had any account before. I mean, any other account. That has been the account I've been using. So I was just following the trends, share a picture, get some reactions, get some comments, this beautiful girl, this, that, and all that. So a few months or maybe a couple of time into using Facebook, I started bringing in my writing prowess into the whole thing because I am a born writer. I'm not one of those people who would say I'm a skilled writer. No, writing has been in me. I can't remember when I started writing, but when I started writing things that made sense to me was when I was 12. Right, I started writing love letters from the age of 12, if not before. I can't remember, but I know I've been writing. I've been doing stuff with writing ever since before I turned a teenager. So I could write. I'm the kind of child then that you could say writes more than her age. When people read what I wrote, then they'll be like, "Are you really 12? Are you really this young and all that?" And you could bring words together like this. So that was my unfair advantage on Facebook. So I could write about anything, anything at all. So when I am inspired, I put down thoughts. When I see things, I put down thoughts. When I hear things, I just put out what comes to my mind. I refine the thoughts though, and I put it down in such a way that people would read and find value from what I've written. Then we don't know what is God giving value. We just wrote. I was just writing. I was just enjoying that that special gift of writing because if I don't even know anything, I know I could turn anything. I could breathe life into anything with words. That's how it started for me. You get. So years rolled by, I kept writing, but then I wasn't really intentional with my writing. The way I write now is actually different from the way I used to write. So then in my creativity, then I could actually put out words, but then I wasn't so careful about the way I write. I just write it anyhow, shortcuts, abbreviations and everything. I just put it out the way it is. How PLS as in please, or WhatsApp as in XUP as in WhatsApp. So if you read what I wrote, then you would find sense in it. However, the way I put my words together, the way I constructed them was not really imposing, I would say. So fast forward to 2012, I started writing, lengthy posts. I was 2012, 2015, I'm sorry, 2015, I started writing inspirational posts, thought-provoking posts. I started questioning things. I would see things, I write about it. I would see some things that are not really right. I would write about it, write my opinion, draw my conclusions, and get out of the way. And whoever feels it's okay would comment. Whoever doesn't like it may say what they don't like about it, and that's just it for me. But every day I would put up something, and I discovered that I was always high on inspiration. I was always high on inspiration in the sense that anything, anything can mean something to me. Even a dead flower, even someone walking, just crossing by the road could mean something to me, and then my thoughts, everything. So I was in 2015. If you don't find me at work, you find me at home writing. There's something happened between the years of 20 towards the ending of 2015 or 2016 and 2018, right? 2018, that made me draw back. Now, what are those things? Those things were they are personal actually, but it had to do with the fact that showing up on social media was not a moral thing to do. It wasn't moral, quote and unquote. So, those opinions started becoming popular. People were attacking, people's views, people's social media usage and everything. And then I started, imbibing those ideologies. And the most popular one was that, you don't have to let people know anything about you. Just stay your way, stay day your day, just do your things codedly. So much about trying to be who you are not. That was it for me. So when they said those things, it made sense to me. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, that's cool. Abi, let me just be there. Let them be guessing, and they won't even know how far I go. Let me just be there. But then I didn't really know the power of social media. Like I said, we just write. I just enjoyed the encomium that was coming from my writing. People would read, and they would just come. I could blow the roof off with writing. So I was just enjoying those things that people were, saying about me. And because there was nothing, there was nothing. I wasn't really writing it for anything. I was catching fun. It was just a hobby. So those opinions got to me, and I lay low. I practically went into oblivion. I disappeared. So the only time you would see me was when I wanted to celebrate my birthday. I'll just write some things and a few birthday words and disappear again for the next birthday. So I was doing that, and I was just like that. So what changed the story for me was the point it got to a point in my life in 2019. Some things happened, but then it didn't really push me to start, becoming or start looking for or start walking in the path of working on myself. So fast forward to 2020, the lockdown happened. So it was, I say it at every opportunity I get, that you see, that lockdown was actually what God used in sitting me down and talking sense and talking or talking awareness into myself. Because that year I was just in the heat of the pandemic. A lot of things were happening to me personally. It had to do with ridicule. It had to do a lot of things, So I started questioning myself. I am someone that in between years, which I didn't really mention here because I don't find it relevant to what I'm into the discourse right now. In between years, I've been someone that was, I would say, I have traits of prominence. I have traits of fame, because I was a gospel singer at the time. I go places, people are marveled at my voice, because I can sing too. By the way, I wear so many hats as a creative. I can sing, I can act, a lot of things, as long as creativity is concerned. So then I was a gospel singer. So in 2019, I was looking at myself, and I was questioning, why would I find myself in this situation? when over the years I have been someone that people want to see. Like people would want to, where is that girl that could sing heavens down? Where is that girl? If Uzoma doesn't, if I don't appear in church, if I don't appear at any program for for church activities, things don't happen. As small as I like, I am so petite. If you look at me, I'm very small, right? But I move things when I walk up the stage, right? So at that point, I was like, is this really me? What has brought me to this low base of my life? So I'm like, I have a voice, right? I am not this person that I am seeing. I am not this person that I am looking at. I am more than this, right? This was me talking to, oh, sorry, 2020. I don't know why 2019 keep coming. That was the year I had amazing though. So 2019 is always frequent in my mouth. So 2020, I was just questioning myself, what is happening? Why am I this in this position? So I'm like, what can I do? I have potential that need to be seen. I have potential that don't must not be swept under the carpet, because I am multi. I can do a lot of things, right? Apart from singing and acting and the rest of them, my writing and every other thing I could do have drawn the attention of people to me in such a way that anything they want to do, they look for me. Anywhere I work, it's either my writing or some other things that I can do, spontaneously without learning those things. So I know that this if I pay attention to these things that I have, it is something that would take me somewhere. Then I didn't even know what purpose, finding your purpose or things that I just what I had is enough for me to get to any level I desire. So in that 2020, June precisely, yes, June precisely, I can't forget. On the 1st of June 2020, after thinking my head out on the last day of May, I decided to start taking social media seriously. But then I was like, I lack the strength, I lack I don't even know what consistency was then. I just know that I just need energy. So energy was the word, and I needed discipline. So what I did was that I created a challenge for myself, and I called it 30 days of gratitude. 30 days of gratitude. So I called it my gratitude diary. So for 30 days, I wrote anything and everything that is humanly possible of being thoughts, like anything that comes to my mind as a thought. I just find my way around it, and I turn it to something that I need to be grateful for. Now, I wrote about a flower. I wrote about the fact that things were bad, and I found a way at the end of the day to make it look like it's a good thing, to actually make me look for a path for for things to be good. So everything I wrote then, even if it is something that is heart-wrecking, I did find a way to make it beautiful. So I wrote for 30 days. Now on the 15th day, if I am not mistaken, my phone was stolen. My phone was stolen. Now, in between that month of June, I got a job online to teach students, because I was working in a school. So I got a job online with that, um, idea, with that experience, and other experiences I've had, with children and teaching. I decided to take on online teaching. So I was being paid, I think, 1,000 naira, 500 naira per day. I can't remember. But then I used to collect it every week also. So that was what I was collecting, I was earning then. So in between that writing challenge and the teaching, the teaching job, I lost the only hope I had, which was my smartphone. And that phone, I bought it using Easy Buy then. Then, so when the phone lost, and there was no means of no source of livelihood, there was no source of income. I wasn't working. There was lockdown. I was broken. I was broken. Like, I gave the phone to someone to help me charge at a barber's shop, and the person, as the person was charging the phone, he stepped out, and before he could turn back, they've taken the phone. That was that day. I cried. I cried like my whole world, because I felt that this is the only thing I had to, take up or bring myself out of whatever situation I was at the moment. Now, what informed that decision? I started seeing people on social media. I started following Chichi Eriobu. Chichi Eriobu she was an inspiration to me. I would talk about her to anyone I see. I would like, look at just Okwa. This lady is making it look like it's like a foreign thing that no one has ever seen. So from Chichi Eriobu, I got to know about Chioma Ifeanyi. So Chichi posted about Chioma that she learned pricing from her. So when she posted that she no longer struggles with pricing her products, I quickly ran to know who is this person that can help you price your product in such a way that you don't lose, and your customers also don't overpay or something. So I clicked on Chioma's profile, and wow. Anybody who knows Chioma Ifeanyi knows that I don't even need to explain, right? Not just that she's relatable, she is an embodiment of business wisdom. So I was learning. Now, luckily for me at that point, the only thing she talked about was, or the major thing she was talking about was monetizing your knowledge. Those things that you think that is nonsense, because that was my thought then. Those things you think were, nobody ever wants to look at, like it doesn't make sense, or it's too popular. That some, how she talks, she'll tell you that some people are cashing out, like this person is making millions. She will analyze everything, and you'll be like, so she will post about someone boiling egg and getting views. She will post about, I was like, really? Social media to monetize your knowledge, that skill that you have. So from her, I was able to, from her, I started becoming really serious with social media. So from then I found out Trisha Bees. So I got connected with the Trisha Bees. I got a couple of her monetized knowledge trainings and some other things that she offered then. So from Trisha Bees, I started seeing a lot of people. Then I found Franklin, the CAC god of our time. I found him. And the moment I found him, I started finding out every other person. From Franklin, I found out Emeka Novis. And the story has never been the same since then. So back to my challenge, writing challenge or gratitude challenge. I wrote for the 15th day and I lost my phone. I think 15, in between 15, and just within that number. And the day after loss, that was when I knew that determination is not just by saying it, it's by having the discipline that no matter what, this thing that I have planned, this thing that I have said that I'm going to do, this is my voice that has been dampened, that I said I must find, because the audience are there waiting for me. I am going to find it. And no matter what, I will not be discouraged. So what did I do? I started looking for phone, begging for phone. If I meet Lagbaja today, I would beg, please, I want to use your phone to write. Just so I don't miss that a single day in that 30 days. So I borrowed phone for the rest of the 30 days. It was not easy, insults, so many things, but I didn't mind. I just made sure that I finished the 30. Now, if you go back to the post I made in 2016, on the 30th of June, how many days do we have in June? 30 days of September, April, June. Okay, 30 days of that June. On that 30th day, I wrote out my heart, and I said that this is the point that I know that nothing can stop me. This is the point. In fact, as I lost the phone, I was writing along, like I was carrying my audience along with the story. Now, do you know the shocking thing? Nobody was reacting. I was getting reactions, but maybe one or two. So when there is no reaction, you now want to talk about comments. No comments. But I wrote for that 30, for those 30 days I wrote. Now on the 30th day, it was a confirmation or a reaffirmation within me that I can do anything. After this, I can do anything. Now after that 30 days, I stopped and got my some things sorted out. And then after a few months, I started writing, once in a while, just showing up until 2021, because pandemic, went away, and then in October we resumed, and then forward to 2021, on the 1st of May, 2021, I became officially intentional about my social media presence. But then I started with a Facebook page, because I didn't really have an idea of what to do or how to, which one is best for me. So I started with Facebook page. And I see people posting on Facebook page, and I felt okay, it's great. So I started with my first mistake of posting on a Facebook page without having having audience. I think I was having about 50 people, but I was just loading content on the Facebook page. Is everything okay?
Yeah, it
Can you
was
hear me?
freezing. I can hear you was freezing. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was just loading content on the Facebook page, and I was quite away. I was away from my profile for a while, but I was consistent on the page. Now, why was I doing that? I felt that, okay, that's where people run Facebook ads, and then they start making money and everything. And I was like, okay, Facebook page is going to give me the quick money I want. Mistake number two, looking for the quick money, the quick way to make money. So one was that I was posting content without audience, no visibility, which is the biggest mistake you would ever make as you're starting out. You have to do everything to be seen, because having value or creating valuable content without visibility is waste of resources, is waste of content. So I was posting on the Facebook page, but then there was no visibility, and of course, as at then, the algorithm was not even favoring the Facebook page. So everything I was writing I was just writing it for writing's sake. So number two, I was like, okay, I would start running ads to the page and all that, with the intention to make money. So that's number two mistake. But along the line, I discovered something, that everybody I was following was using their profiles, right? And that attention was more on their profile. Now, why I had to run away from the profile was slightly because I was not willing to share my content with the audience I had, that I still have though, who are familiar with me. I have my colleagues, I have my family members, I have a lot of people that are related to me on my profile. So I was like, this thing that you write now, they'll start coming inbox to tell you nonsense. Let me just stay away from them and write on my page. At least the audience of my page are fresh people, right? Nobody really knows me. All right, that's another roadblock right there. I was so conscious of naysayers, right? But then I got this liberation when I started seeing that people were, oh my God, NEPA. Okay, let me open the window, please. Oh Lord. How do we do this now?
No, leave it. Because if you put out the lights, will be coming from the back, and people will not see your face. It's okay.
Okay, so how?
We all know how it is in Nigeria. No,
Yeah, let me try. Okay, let me try. How about now?
Yeah. Yes, it's fine. It's okay. Okay, so I'm seeing that you have no to make the blind at the back. Turn it, make it. It's okay. It's fine.
Oh God, is it okay like this? I'm
It's
going to make
fine.
the one at the front very open,
Yes,
so
don't
that
let light from your back. If you put the lights on from the back, Then we're not going.
Okay.
Fine, it's okay now. Okay,
Awesome.
it's fine.
Awesome.
It's good. We can still see you. Okay, Uzoma, you are sharing your story, and you are veering off into the mistakes you made and all that, which is very fantastic. But I want us to focus keenly on how people can grow their and grow their social media audience using content, right? Because um, I can tell you for a fact that content has really been the thing that's helped me to build my social media audience very, let me not use the word quickly, but organically. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regarding building content, first thing I think people have to have is the mindset, which you already started talking about, not
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
about the ideas and all that kind of stuff. So can you
Yeah.
can you push us along that, along that line? What mindset
Okay.
should they have? And then we will now move into what is content itself, and
Okay.
then into how the strategies that they can utilize to be able to build their social media audience, the kind of content also they have to start creating. Take us on that
Okay.
on that.
Okay, okay, awesome. I was actually driving towards that, but to save time, I'll just move there. So now, when it comes to the mind, when it comes to your mindset, there's a lot of things tied to people's mind when it comes to showing up with content on social media. The first thing is the fact that you are not enough, or that you must know everything for you to start showing up with content. Mind you, that is not the case. And this is actually how I was able to found Write Everyday Challenge, or Write Everyday Community, because I'm the kind of person that I am a perfectionist. So I felt at a that what I was sharing does not really make sense to people, because I was getting this intimidation from those that have already found their path, or found their feet, right? So when I read what they wrote, I would be like, those I'm not getting engagement, and this person is writing and they're getting engagement. So it simply means that what I'm writing is not good enough. Now you need to. I used to say something that you need to understand that you are not omniscient. You cannot know everything. You can't know everything. However, what you know now, another may not know, right? So the little you know, your one now is another person's zero. So long as that thing there is an element of sense in it, share it in the way that you can. With time, you would improve. With time, your vocabulary would improve. With time, your expression would expand. Somebody like me, I wouldn't be able to talk like this a few years ago. No, it took me practice. It took me a lot of knowledge about the fact that you cannot be omniscient. You only have to do the ones you can do while improving on yourself to do better. So you kill that mind, that thought of I am not, I can't be good enough, right? I can't be good enough. And don't also drag the seat of perfection with anyone. That is one thing that make people fall before they even stand. Now you see someone that has been doing something. Let's say Emeka Nobis has been in this field for decades, and then you now come out today in your own level of understanding, exposure, intelligence. You now want to compete with Emeka Nobis in expression and other things that he could do. That's like that's like David challenging Goliath, right? There is a stage for everybody's intelligence. There's a stage for everybody's intellectual capacity. So you start from where you are, right? And there is an audience for every level of intelligence. So at whatever point you find yourself, start from there, right? You cannot know it all. Vulnerability is not stupid stuff. You ask questions that I can find on Google. You also, my audience see it, not because I can't find, but because I want people who look up to me to know that when you don't know stuff, it's okay to ask questions. When people are sharing intelligent thoughts and you don't have any expression, you don't have any idea of what they are sharing, you simply ask questions, make it your own content and ask questions. You learn. Another thing is that people use other people's clock to measure their own time. Now, what does this mean for me? It means that people wait for other people to talk or for people to conclude before they take a step in what they can, what the things that they have within them to do. Now, this happened to me because I was looking for people to tell me that I am good before I could ever make a step. Now, this also falls back to you thinking that you can be everything at anything at a time. You have to start from somewhere. The one you can do, run with that while you work on yourself for, thank God, for more, right? Another thing is, another thing that has to do with the mind. There's a lot of things is that for you to be able to start sharing content on social media, you need to first of all be ready to embrace you need to be open-minded to embrace growth, because you cannot share content that has value if you are not open to learning. A lot of people are so fixed to what they know that they don't want to learn new things. They don't want to learn new skills. They don't want to imbibe new thoughts and all that. But then they feel they can just show up and share content. There's a lot of things I used to think before that I don't there's a lot of things I do think before that I no longer think. Like, I don't follow that part in my thought process at all, because they don't make sense. They are not rational. So you need to first of all open your mind. And now secondly is that you need to accept that you need to grow. You need to accept the fact that you need to grow, because even if you are learning or someone is teaching you or someone is trying to empower you and you don't accept that, you are not accepting that growth within yourself, you can't move forward. So the only person that can help you grow is you. All the trainings combined, all the content, all the value anybody can give put together, if you don't open your mind for growth, you can't. Now, there's a lot of things to share within mind or mindset thing, but I would just like to go into what content is. Right. Now, what is content? When I started Write Everyday Challenge, I started it with this knowledge of the fact that people thought so wildly about content. Maybe because of the orientation they've had, maybe because of the prior teachings or knowledge they had about content. Now, when I discovered that this was a major problem, I had to go back to the roots. I had to go back to what I was doing before, I started gaining traction. And I paid attention to every thought I have shared. I paid attention to everything I have, shared in the past. And I was able to analyze those things and put them in a template in such a way that it would direct people's minds on what to write. Now, people are not showing up with content not because they don't know how to write. Not because they don't know how to write in the sense that they can't spell, they don't know how to, they don't understand English. That's not the problem. Even though I know that there are a lot of people are having that challenge, but that's not, the people I'm talking about here. Talking about people who they can write, but then they don't know what to write. They don't even know what is fit for social media. Now, I went back to all the content I've written in the past, and I made a sketch. I drew a map and brought out the elements that made up all those content and turned them into a template, into a guide. So, for instance, if I write about what can I write about? If I write about my streets, for instance, I go back to that content. I'm like, what did I write? I just highlight the elements, the things that people could develop in that content, and I put it as a template. And when you are reading it, you feel like somebody is talking to you. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that people actually know how to write, but they don't have ideas of what to write. And when they have ideas of what to write, a lot of things could deter that idea. Number one, it could be lack of inspiration. Number two, it could be the thought of trying to sound all deep, all woke, all perfect. Number three, it could be, what will people say? Will I measure up? Will this make sense? All those kind of things. Now, lack of inspiration could be caused by different things about life. It could be maybe stress, it could be thoughts, it could be some burdens in your head that you need to offload. Those things could make you lose inspiration to write. Right? It could kill your mood, your motivation to put down words. That is one. And then secondly, it's about um not knowing exactly what to write, right? Not knowing exactly what to write. So let's say you want to you think that you have to write big grammar or some techie things, whereas what content is just, what are you seeing? What is happening around you? What are the relatable things that from the real life side of things? That is what content is. So it is your ability to capture those things, the thoughts, the sights, what you're seeing, and your willingness to pen them down. That is what content is. So first of all, you capture things with your mind, or you are seeing something. Maybe someone is passing, maybe a child is crossing the road and the mother is not there, and if not for God or anything, the child would have been hit down by a bike or a car. Now that is an idea for you. That's a point for you to share. It's something that people can easily relate with. Now, do you have the ability to put it down? That is what content is. So content is simply your thoughts, your ideas, your knowledge, things that come to your mind, the mental stimulation you have instantly. That is one. And then your ability, your willingness. You have to be willing to put it down. So most problem is that people they know what to write, but they are not willing, or they don't know what to write at all. So whatever the case is for you, that's why I brought up the solution on, okay, I'll be providing you with what to write, give you a roadmap on how to write it, so that at the end of the day, you will conquer not being able to even have ideas, not being able to turn your words, your thoughts into words. So when that happened, I started seeing people like, wow, so content, this is how content is. So I'm like, what else is content? So after knowing what content is, right, you now need to ask yourself, you need to go further. What kind of content? What are the types of content to write? If I'm writing this now, what am I doing? If I want people to do this, or feel a certain way, what should I do? What kind of content should I put out? That is where the types of content comes in. So on social media we have, and before I get into that, I need to hit on this, that social media is not a website. Social media is not your classroom or textbooks. Social media is simply a platform that puts humans together, where they first of all socialize before anything. So you need to relate with them relatably, because a lot of information is on social media. So don't make it don't add to the stress. There's a lot of things to feed on. There's a lot of things. When Facebook started, there was no much news feed. I mean, there's not much information. But now, the speed at which news feed comes up, imagine you have 5,000 followers, and then Facebook is trying to show you at least 1,000 or thereabout in a day. So that's a lot of information for you to feed on, and the life, your work, the family, and everything. All those things there are a lot of things. So you need to make them feel at home while reading your content, and that is where this signature of Queen of Content came from. I would make it fun. I would make it even if there is value in it, you still feel at ease reading it, right? So you need to understand that you write content on social media or you create content based on the real life experiences of people while also infusing the lesson you want them to learn in it. Now, going to the types of content, now you need to understand that for every content there is a goal, for every content there is a strategy, for every content there is a plan. So the plan could be to motivate people. It could be to inspire them. It could be to educate them. It could be to what else? It could be to stir up emotions, like stir up some, trigger them. It could be to also sell, right? It could be to converse with them, interact with them. These are the things that make up the strategies of content. So we have educational content, we have inspirational content. Oh my God, sorry, the light guys are trying to fix our light. So we have educational content, we have inspirational content, we have what I call interactive content, where you just like call and response, right? You want to get information from. Anyway, we'll get to that. We have inspirational or motivational content. We have, I think I've mentioned educational. There are about 7 common types of content, and then there is content for marketing. There's content for selling. Actually, there is persuasive content or sales post, as people call it. So all these types of content are still based on the fact that you need to first of all have an idea of what you want to write. You need to first of all have a knowledge of what you want to write. A thought needs to come into your head. You process that thought into words, and then you're willing to put it down to meet the strategy that is attached to it. So, okay, I forgot to mention entertainment content too, where you have humor, we have memes, we have anything that makes you laugh, right? That's entertainment content. We have emotional content, which I find most powerful. Most powerful. I consider it most powerful because emotional content is that content where everything that has to do with, in fact, everything, the highest chunk, the biggest chunk of your content strategy falls on the path of emotional content. So the emotional content that actually shows the human side of people. Be you a celebrity, be you whoever you, in fact, if you like have 1 million followers, if you like become a superstar, right? There is need for you to share the human side of your positioning. That way, people people have this kind of connection with you in a way that you feel like brothers, you feel like sisters, you feel like siblings, right? That's what emotional content does. So you could cut across your personal life, your lifestyle, your struggles, your success stories, your pains. And mind you, I used to add this clause to it that while sharing those pains, let it not be in such a way that people would see neediness. But all those things it's going to make this session long. But what I'm just trying to say is that content should be based on the human side of life for the most part, right? To actually help you build that friendliness with your audience. Okay, now entertainment content, which there's a way I write my content. I mix entertainment sometimes with value, with teaching, education. I mix entertainment sometimes with inspiration. I mix entertainment sometimes with all, because I understand that people need ease. They need to feel at ease, even if they want to do anything. So even if I'm selling, sometimes I still infuse humor into it. So I mix entertainment content with any other content. That's majorly how I write it. So if you come to my work, it's either you're laughing and learning or you're learning and laughing. So that's it. So that's how I roll. But then I think there's a way it comes across emotional content all at the same time. But bottom line is that everything that has to do with content is thoughts, ideas, knowledge, and the willingness to be put into words. So that's I think I've covered what Don asked me to speak on.
Okay, so Uzoma, I'm going to. This is the final question I'm going to ask you. There are a lot of individuals who are confused about the kind of content they have to create on a daily basis. I know that
Oh,
has to do with content calendar. I'm going to bring someone tomorrow to do that. But some
okay.
individuals wake up and they are kind of confused. They don't know. Okay, should I do inspirational content today? Should I do emotional content today? Should I do this today? Should I do that today? Do you get?
Yeah,
What can you say about that? I mean, when you wake up on a daily basis, for me, I don't have a content calendar. I create on the
yeah,
spur of the moment because I've
yes,
grown my content
yes,
creation strategy.
yeah,
And then okay,
yeah.
talk about and then the format for their content, right? Format for their
Okay,
content, video,
okay.
writing, audio, and then we will bring this conversation to a close.
Okay, so when it comes to the types of content to write on a daily basis, just like Don, I am not one who writes content with calendars, or I write spontaneously. However, it all boils down to knowing the types of content first. Now, you first of all list out all the types of content, and then you place priority on the types of content based on some factors such as the day of the week, the time of the day. That's how I do mine. So on Mondays, let's say on Monday, you know that people are always, it's either people are on their way to work, or some people are in their houses looking for jobs or looking for a source of livelihood. Now, that would give you an insight to target those people with your content. So you could decide to, okay, because today is Monday, let me talk to the people who are working, the working class, or let me talk to those who don't have jobs. Now, that is where you base your content. Now, for those who are working, you could decide to do educational content. And for those who are not working, you could decide to, it depends on your idea of what people are going through or who your ideal audience are. That's how you put down those content. So on Tuesday, you know that, okay, the pressure is less, for working class, and then for those who are looking for jobs, you could decide to do any emotional content would do, or conversational content or interactive content where you ask them questions and they give response, or you ask them to share something and then you provide solution to them. And then on Wednesday, you could just decide to do entertainment or anything. So don't forget, first of all, understand the types of content, the kinds of content that there are, and then I use the some elements such as the day of the week, the time of the day. So for time of the day, if it is evening, right? And who says you cannot write 2 or 3 types of content in one day? Nobody. You could write any type of content in one day. But then understanding timing is key, right? So you cannot be writing as you wake up this morning, going to work in the evening. No. You ought to write that in the morning. Now, when it is evening, you cannot decide to write maybe entertainment content or anything that works with the time of the day. So, understanding seasonal factors is what I call it, right? Seasonal factors, time of the day, the year, and everything. So, with that, you can create a calendar to meet those times and seasons. So, that's just now going to formats. There are 3 basic types of content formats, right? Now, you can also place these different formats on your calendar, right? So, but then the highest part of your content format falls on what your strength is. For me, I write. Writing is my forte, right? So I write most of the time. But then sometimes of inspiration, I can decide to go live, right? I don't think I've ever done any short video before. I don't think I am not creative in that area to do videos, short videos, but I hope to do that in the future. But you could take that to 3 minutes video, 1 minute video, 2 minutes video, and because it is video does not mean it is different from writing. No, it is the same idea, it is the same thought, however different formats. So we have visual content, that is videos, live videos, webinars, and everything. Those things are also content, right? We have writing, we have written content, of course. Writing is writing, right? Putting down thoughts, your ideas, inspiration into words, right? And we have audio content. Now, I don't think audio content is so rampant on Facebook. However, you could decide to use one of the, I don't think audio rooms exist for now, right? But there was a time it was available, so you could leverage those features to go to also give content without showing your face, without writing. All you just have to do is to speak, right? So you could just place priorities on your over this type format of content on your calendar based on the one that you can easily come up with. So if it is writing, okay, maybe you're going to write 20 times in a month and go live like, or do visual content like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, right? Or you could do graphics, although graphics is not a Facebook thing. Carousels, it's not a Facebook thing, so I don't advise people to do carousels. Just writing is enough for you, right? Right, except you're promoting your business or something, you can decide to design flyers and all that to promote. But on a normal day, you want to write, just do a short video or you go live to share what you want to share. So based on this content format, you can decide to prioritize, your calendar accordingly, and there you have it. Share based on the time I mean, time of the a day of the week, time of the day, and season. So that's it for me.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zoma, for this conversation. We have done 57 minutes already. So, guys, it's appalling that you guys didn't want to share the live stream. And so, right now, I think the best thing you can do right now is to tap the share button on the screen and share this video for every individual who, if you are watching us right now, people are going to watch the replay. So, tap that share button beneath the screen of this video, right? This live stream. Just tap the button, right? Tap the button and share. If you've gotten value, let me see that. Let me see you type yes in the comment section that you got value from the session. All right, type yes in the comment section. Let's see if you got value from the comment section. I see a few individuals. Rejoice, Amajoy, fantastic. You've done some outlining of what the things that you've learned today. All right, Juliet from Benin, we see you. Welcome. Gift Daniel from Imo State, welcome. Ijoma Eze, you're welcome. We thank you for being here. Uyi Joseph, thank you, Emeka Nobis, for this. God bless you abundantly. Esther, thank you, Esther Otoka, Chidima, yeah, Rosie Duru, welcome. Ifoma. All right, guys. So thank you. I'm seeing in the comment section. Yes, 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 and yes. Okay, so just go ahead right now. For everyone who's still on this live stream, tap the share button and share the live stream. I don't know who is sharing the angry emoticon. I don't know whether it's a mistake or I don't know why you are angry emoticon. All right.
It's a
Okay, so
mistake.
thank you very much for being part of this session. Tomorrow again, this same time, 12 noon, another powerful individual is going to be with us to share on how to use content calendar to grow social media audience. Okay. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you guys again on the live stream. I look forward to seeing you grow your social media audience into the one that gives you money. Thank you so much, Uzoma, for being part of this session. My heart is glad. I'm grateful. From me here in the city of Port Harcourt to every one of you tuned in from any part of the world, God bless you and have an amazing day.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.